Victoria Street, Darlinghurst. Close to the city, lots of residential real estate around here, heaps of foot traffic. But guess what? Felice. Number 3. By the way, we've only walked 50 metres. Felice, number 4. That's only 10 metres. Felice, number 5. Another 15 metres. Number 6, closed. I guess it's Felice as well. And this was an iconic cafe, restaurant, and I haven't seen this place closed down in 25 years. These cafes, restaurants, have all closed down in the past 6 months. Within 100 metres. I've been coming to this area, I have my breakfast here often and lunch here, and I'm a landlord around here. I've been coming to this area for maybe 40 years now, most of my life. And I've never seen it like this before. Now, these are small business owners who have invested a lot of money in their business. They employ a lot of staff in their business. They actually build a great community around here. People like to go there and get a cup of coffee and have a bit of fun and enjoy everybody's company. It's sort of a part of a lifestyle, it's part of a culture of Darlinghurst. What's caused this, and I'm not against this per se, but what's caused this is the so-called disruption that has occurred as a result of companies that do takeaway for you. In other words, you ring up, you eat in at home. I'm not going to say who they are, you all know who they are. And what they do is they actually have disrupted the way we live our life today in terms of how we get our takeaway food or how we eat out. The culture doesn't exist anymore. The Darlinghurst community, that's just one example, I'm sure this exists everywhere across the country, doesn't exist anymore. And we're breaking down the fabric of that culture where people actually go out to have a meal and where people who are providing the meal employ people in their organisation. Now, I'm all for disruption, and I built disruptive businesses myself. I'm all for disruption, but I'm not for disruption when it takes the power away from the small business community and puts it in the hands of multinationals. Power transfer, wealth transfer, jobs transfer, and community gets dumbed down. I don't like it. That's my point of view. But if you keep killing off all the cafes and restaurants, delivery companies, if you keep killing off all these cafes and restaurants, which you are currently using to pay your rent, to employ your staff, to provide your menus, to look after your customers, then at some stage or other, you're going to have no cafes and restaurants to do the delivery service for. I'm not sure whether I like this particular type of disruption. Whilst I respect the business model and I respect the risk people are taking to build this disruption, I don't like the outcomes. And I'm sure our community does not like the outcomes either. This is my good buddy, Roberto, okay? I've been coming to his cafe for a million years. Actually, for about pre him even owning it. This place called Latteria, and best coffee in Australia. But mate, you tell me, has all these delivery companies, you know, and we're not going to name the names, but have these delivery companies affected your business in terms of your cafe and your restaurant?
They definitely have affected our business itself, just because they jump on the bandwagon of the transition between customer and ourselves, taking a large percentage of what our revenue will be, which will affect us in the long run. That's the reason why a lot of the businesses itself have taken a lot of these delivery systems off.
I'll be honest here, like this is Darlinghurst, this is a village, this is a community, and when you see all those Felice signs all along there, it sort of kills the feel of the joint. I mean, guys like Roberto and Vlad is here, Vlad around the corner there. I mean, we walk up, we just order what we want, and this is like having my own kitchen. And if for some reason you guys went out of business, it'd kill me. I mean, I would lose a part of my life. This is an important part of my life to get here. What time do you open in the morning?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. What time do you leave home to get here?
3 o'clock in the morning.
3 o'clock in the morning. Fuck me, unbelievable. What time do you get up?
I get up at 3 a.m.
Yeah. So what does it do to your life? I mean, how's that affected your life? That's what you do.
I've literally had to change my life around to fit into this business. I've gotten to know a lot of people like Mark, like he said, at different levels of their life. Everyone gets treated the same, everyone's at the same here, but the day starts here, coffee, food and everything. But business itself has been affected because of these enterprises that are leeching off small businesses and hence their growth in Australia.
Because the way it looks to me is that they sit around and they say, you pay the rent, you employ the staff, you build your menu, you buy the food, you take all the risks. And by the way, if somebody wants some of your food, we'll take 30% off you. It doesn't fucking make sense to me. I mean, I mean, it makes sense for them, but I don't just understand how it makes sense for you. And I think as patrons, we got to do something about it because there's no solution. I mean, I don't care what the delivery companies. I think it's great, good on them. But equally, the only people who can make change is not the government. It's us, people. Yeah. We can make the change. We can say, no, I'm going to go and sit in Roberto's cafe and I'm going to sit and have my breakfast and I'm going to have a talk to Roberto and I'm going to see Vlad and I'm going to have a mag to whoever else comes in here on the joint, or I might be one of those days where I don't want to fucking talk to anybody, which happens often, and just mind my business and read the paper. But I'm going to actually support you guys. That's how it should be. We just got to stop ordering through delivery companies and get off our ass in the middle of winter or middle of summer, walk down and actually you'll get a surprise. You might actually enjoy yourself. You might actually enjoy the company of Roberto and everybody else and get out of your own little lounge room and start having a bit of fun and have a smile. Cool. Thanks, mate. Good to see you. Some people might say, well, doesn't the restaurant get more business because they can now order from one of the delivery companies compared to what they used to get? Well, that's sort of logically seems to be the case. But what I need to explain is that that's not the case, because what happens is the delivery company sells the consumer the product on the menu at the same price that you pay if you actually go into the cafe or restaurant. But what they do is they take 30% from the cafe restaurant owner. Now, there's very few cafes and or restaurant owners who operate on more than a 30% margin. So effectively what it means is that if you're the cafe restaurant owner and you're getting your food picked up for a consumer by one of the delivery companies, the whole profit you make on that item, probably more, is going out to the delivery company. So why the hell would you use the delivery company? Which means that your business is actually going to go backwards. Do you understand the difference? So they're taking all the margin out. How you going, all right? How's biz? No. No, what I'm doing is we're just walking around having a look at all the restaurants and cafes that are closed down. Is business good? Yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm happy if you do. See you guys. Bye-bye. Carol and her sister who run this business, I mean, she's been, I don't know, maybe she's been a tenant here for, I don't know, 15 years, 10 years, I don't know, something like that. Never missed a beat in terms of paying her rent, never whinged or complained about anything, just gets on with her life, employs people, makes her community happy, her customers and her patrons love her food. She's been building her menu, she's been building her reputation for 15 years. Then someone comes in and overnight effectively leverages off her whole business and her whole goodwill and her whole brand.
3 years ago we signed up with the delivery platforms, and the way they sold it to us was to say that we could find new customers for you and in turn turn them into diners. I mean, they were taking 30 to 35%. Each one was a different rate. And what ended up happening was I looked at the numbers and I realised that we were losing money quite badly. And originally I was saying to myself, you know, or justifying it by saying it was marketing. So, but then when I really thought about it, I could pay a PR company that money and get more customers in here with bums on seats who are full paying customers. And I realised that these customers that were through these delivery platforms were not our customers, they were their customers, because we never got their data. We didn't know who they are, where they're from. We couldn't upsell to them, we couldn't invite them to come in, we couldn't do anything. There was no marketing that we could do.
How much of your sales or your purchases were coming through deliveries versus coming now? Was it increasing?
It started off being about 5 to 10% of our sales were deliveries. Then it ended up being closer to 20% of our sales, which is massive, and they're taking 30%. So it's a loss that we're making. If I were to put an extra staff member in the kitchen, I would have made even a bigger loss. You're doing everything for them. I mean, they take the $5 from the customer as a delivery fee, and then they take our 30%. The only people suffering are restaurants, because the customers have it great. You know, they're getting restaurant quality food and paying just $5 extra for the delivery. And Uber, Deliveroo, whoever, they're all getting their share of the profit. You know, and the only ones suffering are the restaurants. Yeah, so people now, I mean, as a result of dropping them, we've increased our sales by, I'd say, 30% easily. Depression and anxiety are at an all-time high, and yet we are encouraging that by isolating people through these apps. You know, by allowing them to be at home and order whatever they want in. They're not mixing with people. So what we've done is we've said, okay, come and get takeaway. We understand you want to eat at home. That's fine. Come and get takeaway and say hello, and we'll give you 10% off. You know, and that means, one, they're getting a discount, so they're not paying what they would pay through a delivery.
Yep. And what would you encourage business owners like yourself who are in this position that aren't in Sydney or don't have that support, and they're feeling the pinch?
Yeah, I think they need to just let their customers know. So we let them know through our social media, but also through talking to them when they came in, to say we're no longer doing that. To educate people on what the effect is on you, because a lot of people don't know what the effect is on the restaurant. And people generally are quite good like that. They want to support you, and they want to support other restaurants once they are educated on it. Because everybody lives in a bubble at the moment with their tablet or their phone, and they don't realise the effect that not only has on them, but has on the greater society. So we want to try and make that social change for everyone, and also not kill the hospitality industry, because all it's going to be is a bunch of dark kitchens where people are just working for the delivery services.
If you change the fabric of your community, then expect some ramifications, because there's a bigger social responsibility attached to that. This is not just business disruption. If you start disrupting industry and it has a community effect, a social effect, a negative social effect, as opposed to just a positive social effect, then you have to have a good look at that. But equally too, like if you see for lease sign everywhere in an area, it looks like shit. I mean, like it just looks like the area is poverty stricken or there's some sort of drama. I mean, you go along Oxford Street, there's for lease signs everywhere. I mean, there used to be a restaurant there called Santorini. It's been there for as long as I can remember. It's a Greek restaurant, but it's closed. It's now for lease. I saw 3 shops, 3 restaurant cafes, all in a row in Oxford Street, all for lease, only recently listed for lease. But I feel like I'm in another place. I don't feel like I'm in Sydney, which is a teeming with life and energy and people and, you know, everybody happy and smiling and stopping in for coffee and talking to each other. We don't want to all be sitting in our home watching television, glued to Netflix, and so we're watching Netflix, we're ordering on our mobile phone, and we're sitting there on our own with our mate. That's it. What the fuck? I mean, that's a breakdown of community. Don't like it.